This is a national update. This message will be broadcasted where possible. The coronal mass ejection, which was created to destroy the sentient HY-11 virus, struck the Earth, but not at the intended position. This has resulted in some technology surviving, meaning HY-11 has survived. Technology is no longer able to aid the human race. It has become our enemy, and we must spend the rest of our days without it. These broadcasts will take place for the next few days, and after that the world will go silent. Official advice is as follows. Locate a rural area, where technology is not present, and journey there. Take sufficient food, water, clothes, medical supplies and other necessary supplies. Journey with some sort of shelter on journey spanning over multiple days. Should you see any dangerous technology, hide and avoid it using any means necessary. Take weapons where possible. Explosives are the best weapons to take, as they can be used to destroy vehicles and other technology aiming to kill you. Tactical grenades, such as smoke grenades, can also be brought along, to be deployed when pursued by hostile technology. Older vehicles with no modern technology present in it can be used, but only sparingly, as they may attract attention. As a precaution, only use vehicles produced before the year 2000. Once you reach the location you have decided to relocate yourself, remain there. Make the area you relocate yourself in an area where food and water can't be gathered. Go to an area where food can be grown. An ideal location would be by river, where food can be grown, and water can be collected and boiled. Bring flint and steel, if you have one, to create fire, to use to cook food and purify water. This message will now repeat, until updates can't be given.
This is an emergency warning. The current threat level is emergency advice, meaning there is an emergency that you need to be aware of. The coronal mass ejection partially struck Earth, with some flares missing Earth, leaving some technology intact, and HY-11 a viable threat. Technology is no longer an ally to the human race, and we must evacuate to remote areas with a source of food and water, and spend the rest of our days in those areas. Pick a suitable location to evacuate to, such as by a river, where food can be grown, and water can be collected and purified. Take a tent or other shelter to rest while traveling. Bring a suitable amount of food, water, clothes and medical supplies. HY-11 remains a viable threat to life and property, and avoiding technology that poses a threat to you is of the highest priority. Should you spot a vehicle or other technology trying to attack you, hide or run away. More updates will be broadcast via radio for the next 2 weeks. On the 25th March 2019, exactly 2 weeks from now, radio broadcasts and all other forms of contact will go silent, and everybody in Australia will be left to fend for themselves. No police or fire service are available, and will not be for an indefinite period of time. Internet and phone services have been disabled for an indefinite period of time. This broadcast will repeat now. This is the final broadcast. After this broadcast, there will be no more broadcasts from the Australian government. This broadcast will conclude in a few moments, and after that Australia will go dark and the general public will be left alone to fend for themselves. This means that seeing crimes or incidents must be avoided or ignored, as no police or other essential services will be available, as they have been collapsed. The US have also gone quiet, and the European Union will go quiet in 2 days. The UK will go quiet tomorrow. We world will have gone fully quiet within 2 weeks, and many other countries are doing the same. Some countries have failed fully, with their populations dwindling to a few thousand or fully. Iceland have lost around 270,000 people, and Greenland has been fully wiped of all human life. Should you spot a crime or emergency, simply avoid or ignore it, as nothing can be done to stop it. HY-11 remains a threat, but if the vast majority of people hide in remote areas, the chances of it causing major damage will decrease massively. North Korea's Operation Reaper plan failed 3 days ago due to a reactor explosion caused by HY-11, destroying the plans and rendering them useless. The message will now end. The Australian government thanks you for your service, and God bless the human race. The Australian national anthem will now play.
This is the final broadcast from the BBC, broadcasting from a secure location in Newcastle. 3 weeks ago, we informed you that the final broadcast will be on this date. After this broadcast, the UK and her territories will go quiet, leaving the public to fend for themselves. Australia went quiet yesterday, while the rest of the European Union will do so tomorrow. The USA have not communicated with the UK, and as such, we are unaware of when they plan to go quiet. This was the backup plan if the coronal mass ejection failed to destroy HY-11. Leave it roaming for all eternity, and hide for our safety. We are sorry to leave the public, but this is the only way. Phone and internet services are offline, and police, medical and fire services are unavailable for an indefinite time period. Relocate your and your families to areas with a source of food and water. Possible locations are Snowdonia National Park, located in North Wales, Lake District National Park, located in northwestern England, and the Yorkshire Dales National Park, located northeast of Manchester. There are plenty of rivers and lakes here, places to grow food and water sources. Bring a flint and steel or some other fire lighting tool in order to cook food or to purify water. This is it from the BBC. The Government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland thanks you for your service, and the national anthem will now play.
This is the final EAS message of the United States. This is the final broadcast. After this message, the US will go quiet and the people will be left to fend for themselves. This applies to all states, and no police, medical or fire services will be available for an indefinite amount of time. This also applies to phone and internet services. We apologize for any inconveniences this may cause, but this was done for safety purposes. Relocate yourselves to a remote area, with a source of food and water. Ideal locations are by water sources, where food can be grown, and water can be collected and purified. Australia went quiet on March 25, and the United Kingdom followed in their act the following day. The European Union also did this yesterday. Around 25 countries still remain operational, with 23 of them going quiet this week and the other two, those being North Korea and Vatican City respectively. The United States government thanks you for your service to this beautiful country. The national anthem will now play. Following the anthem, the broadcast will end, and you will be left to fend for yourself. God bless America. God bless the human race.